Hi, everybody, and welcome back. It's multimedia time. I don't know about you guys, but all this being cramped up inside four walls and a ceiling has gotten me a little bit antsy, and I'm thinking about when I've taken trips in the past and looking forward to taking trips in the future, and got me thinking about this trip I took to the Grand Canyon about almost a year ago now. Another thing that got me thinking about it was don't do that. Anyway, um, I had a friend that recently drove in the midst of this whole coronavirus, Wuhan, bat soup, whoopsie doozy, whatever you want to call it. He drove from New Jersey to San Francisco all by his lonesome. And he kind of had to because he took a new job. And so he did it right at the kind of the beginning of the lockdown. And so he got to see the United States, especially like the Rockies and South Dakota, the Grand Tetons, a little bit of Yosemite, Moab, Zion, Bryce, some of the Grand Canyon. I'm sorry, not some of the Grand Canyon, some of Death Valley. And he got to see those things before they closed down, and he got to see those things at a very desolate post zombie apocalypse. Very desolate. I'm going to take a drink here. Wow. Little dab will do you. Post. He got to see those areas in a very natural way, as there was pretty much nobody out there in a lot of these places. He even got to see, and this doesn't happen often, he even got to see Las Vegas with full regalia, full bacchanal, full je ne sais pas, but nobody there. So just like literally walking on the elevated walkways there, fully lit up with all the lights and everything, and no souls, which was interesting to see those photos, which I'm not going to show you because you don't deserve it yet. I'm still reserving judgment on you. Anyway, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here because it was making me think about, and that friend, we had commiserated, we had talked a little bit about where to go and things to do. Given the time that he had, we kind of talked about it, and he decided at the end not to go to the Grand Canyon, which was a difficult decision, but I think was the right one given the fact of all the stuff that he saw. But I wanted to kind of maybe make this video in part as kind of a spur, as an impetus to tell him, no, you got to see the Grand Canyon. I know you missed it this time, and I think you made the right decision, but you need to go see the Grand Canyon. So anyway, I have a photo and maybe a little video at the end to maybe like whet a little appetite, and also just to kind of like say, oh, we need to see some beautiful places. We need to be safe, take care of each other, so that when we get through this, we can go see some places and go fill up our souls. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to pull this up on my old trusty Lightroom. It's my own personal Lightroom. Yeah, so boom, diddy boom. So this is a photograph that I took from the north rim of the Grand Canyon. I'm not going to tell you where, but it's findable. It's Googleable. I will say that it's quite a drive to get there. The north rim is not located. It's a little bit out of the way, but well worth it. And this viewpoint requires about a mile or a mile and a half hike past the place where you park. But it is well worth it. Spent a late afternoon and sunset there. And thank you, David. And it was a glorious experience. Anyway, the shot itself, as you can see, very wide. You're looking into the Grand Canyon. You're looking, you're looking basically southwest. It takes, like I say, about a mile to hike into there, and then you hike in onto this kind of peninsula, and then you see this thing before you. So it's interesting when you're walking through it. So you can see parts of the canyon, but you don't get this whole expansive vista until the last just moment, and then you get there and you're just like, wow. And so it is it's quite a moment. If we can go through, I wanted to get a little bit that kind of anchors you a little bit, so that like in a panorama like this, something that is like, okay, this is one end and this is the other, and then you go in from it. So I want to get this tree as kind of like one anchor on the side, as like, it's like, okay, that's the last kind of part of it that gets your attention, and then everything's inside of this. And it's also interesting that you just like, the soil isn't exactly fertile there. You get almost no rain there. But that tree is still doing well, and it's seen its share of sunrises and sunsets. I don't know how old that tree is, maybe 50 years, 100 years. I'm sure it's not growing. It's not sprouting out, but it's just amazing how life will find a way to just, spring up in these rocks and just everywhere here. Just amazing. You see the Colorado there, that little strip of blue there is the Colorado. Not a lot of places in the Grand Canyon can you actually see the river, just because it's such a huge and deep hole. It's like 5,000 feet from the rim to the river. In the tallest places, and so it's very few places you actually see the river, but you can see it from this point a little bit right there. And you get, obviously this is the main focal point, and watching the sun rays just light up this wall, and it just go from all these different shades of golden to red to orange to, it's just amazing, and it was just quite an incredible experience seeing that. You come over here and you see the way that the sun just hits these valleys in the canyon, and then you see when it does rain, see a little, the little streams that get broken up, and that kind of carve out the valley, and it's just an amazing place. The way the light just kind of is hitting these canyons, and just painting these canyons with the most beautiful colors. And then to give you an idea of where I was taking this photograph from, if you could just picture, I would be basically standing about right here, maybe about a foot or two from the from the ledge. And it was a little bit windy, and it was a little bit, so you feel alive. We'll just put it that way. You're a couple of feet from about a 500-foot drop, and it's windy, and there's no guardrails. This isn't Epcot. This is you're in nature. If I would say places like this are church for me. There is, when I think of something, if I want to label something or call something sacred, you know, experiences like this is this and places like this. I don't have any problem calling sacred. I think that word is typically used, in a religious context, but it doesn't need to be. There are places that are 100% natural and 100% sacred, and this place is one of those. So it's a beautiful place. I am looking forward to being able to travel again, go to these places again. I'm looking forward for us all to be able to do that. Everybody stay safe, take care of each other, keep finding ways to fill your soul up until we can do stuff like this to fill our souls up in a different way again. Just do me a favor, if you would, when you go to beautiful places like this, pack your shit. Don't leave any trash. Don't leave any evidence that you've been there. And for the love of Zeus, please do not carve you and your girlfriend's names and then forever in some 50 million year old rock. That's not cool. It was never cool. They did it on the Flintstones. That would not be cool. It's just not cool. There's nothing cool about it. And she's not that cool, and neither are you. And it's not going to last forever. Doesn't happen. But I love you. Anyway, I hope this video finds you safe and well. And we will see you soon. Kia Sorrento.